Now on WHAS11 News at 5, 1 week later, we have team coverage of the devastating UPS crash. We're back in South Louisville, and at 5:13 in this newscast, the time the plane was last in the air, we will be bringing you our look at this trying week.
Also, Mayor Craig Greenberg has been meeting with families since the crash. He's also with us on this night 1 week later. He will be here live in just a few minutes.
Plus, we're also honoring Veterans Day on this Tuesday, November 11th. We're going to bring you the Vietnam War Memorial in Frankfort today. It has now been 1 week since the deadly UPS cargo jet crash in Louisville. The crash taking 14 lives and putting so many others on pause.
And today, we learn the names of 2 more victims from the crash,
including 3 employees of Grade A Auto in the direct path of the wreckage. CEO Sean Garber telling us families of Megan Washburn, John Laux, and an unnamed 3rd employee have now been identified. They are among the dead, and they are among the 9 that we know for sure were identified as victims,
including 3-year-old Kimberly Ossa and her grandfather Lou Fedden. U of L School of Business named their alum Matt Sweets as one of the victims who later died in the hospital, and the 3 pilots, of course, on board the aircraft: Captain Richard Wartenberg, First Officer Lee Truitt, and International Relief Officer Captain Dana Diamond.
Our Ian Hardwitt is joining us live right now from outside the crash site. And Ian, you've seen this change throughout the week. What is new today?
Doug, the police officers right behind me tell me that this is one of the busiest days they've seen since they've been posted here at the barricade. We were actually over there just earlier today, but they told us we needed to move across the street. They were worried we would get run over as all the big equipment keeps going inside of here to bring out some of that wreckage. We talked to a business owner who's still been out of work since the last week. Trains come into the UPS crash site as oil is constantly pumped out of a nearby ditch.
We got catastrophe over here.
Sabit Aliyev just left trucking and started a mechanic shop here south of Louisville's airport.
1 month, we just got open, that's it. To get a shop and, be home with kids, the main goal.
More time with you.
Yeah, but trucking is no life. It's only trucking.
He took this video running for his life as jet fuel ignited recycled oil nearby.
I was over there today. It's not gonna be easy, just sweep around stuff, it's a big thing. It's a lot of tanks laying around, all that messed up. You cannot call that business. It's like great.
Now each takeoff reminds him of the crash.
I think I have maybe what you call the PTSD thing.
Aliyev wonders when he can go back to work. He's got 3 kids and a wife back home.
My wife, she will ask, where's the money? How I'm gonna answer? My garbage needs to be paid. Yeah. My mortgage needs to be paid. If my shop's doors open, I'm making money. If they're closed, I don't make money though,
The earliest estimate on returning is within the next week. Aliyev hasn't heard anything concrete.
I think they're gonna open it up pretty soon so we can get back to work if we can.
But it's a big if his family relies on. Now, as far as the big companies out here, the UPS freight facility and Ford's Louisville assembly plant over here, you can barely tell that grade lanes even closed if you were just to count the sheer amount of semi-traffic over here. As far as the smaller businesses in the industrial park south of the airport, Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg said a hotline would be set up for those business owners today. Actually, we asked for an update on that. He said that his office was still waiting on some information from a contractor out here at the crash site. I'm live with photojournalist Connie Offit, Ian Hardwitt for WHAS 11 on your side. Doug, Connie.
The first thing that we're proposing to use with these additional surplus funds is to invest in our public safety, to improve our public safety and invest in our first responders. Investments like much needed resources in our infrastructure for our emergency management services.
And you're hearing from Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg announcing that he will use some of the city's nearly $10 million budget surplus to support the city's first responders.
Many of those first responders were on the scene during last week's devastating cargo plane crash, and the mayor says the investment will go toward improved resources, facilities, equipment, and technology. And he first told us how bad this was going to be last Tuesday night, and Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg has been meeting with the families. We thank you for coming in and spending this time with us here 1 week later. You heard Ian talk about that phone number that you were hoping to get. You now have it for
I do.
everybody.
I'm literally looking at my phone here because it was just texted to me. It's just been finalized. It will open up here in about an hour. It's 502-473-5271. That's 473-5271. And that's a number that we've established where impacted businesses, other victims who have survived, that are looking for help, that want to make sure they're registered so that all of the parties involved know who they are and can provide help. That's a number to call. We'll have a physical location starting tomorrow that we'll announce soon, but that's a number that everyone can call throughout the community.
Mayor, you're just talking about the budget surplus going for first responders. Can you be more specific about what kinds of things you're talking about?
Sure. Well, first, I mean, I've heard from the leadership of the NTSB. I've heard from people around the community, other federal officials, other people from around the state, and everyone says the same thing, that our first responders are truly world-class here in Louisville. We're fortunate, and part of that is because we've supported them. And so I want to make sure that whenever there's an opportunity to reinvest in our first responders, that we do that, and that's what I announced earlier today. So some of the things are communication is key during these, right in the aftermath of these tragedies and on a daily basis as well. And so we have some aging communications infrastructure that we need to improve. Some of it is related to the quality of the hard lines. Some of it is their radios. Our fire trucks are old and some of them are antiquated. This gives us the opportunity to buy a new fire truck and also some additional funds so that we can speed up the recruiting process to get more police officers on the street. Those are some of the areas. There's also money for violence prevention initiatives for our parks system as well. More lighting in parks to make them safer. A lot of it is focused on improving public safety.
Let's go back to the week we just experienced. The number of missing, you've been clarifying that.
Yes.
There are no more missing persons reports.
To our knowledge right now, Doug, there are no more. As we understand it, there are 14 individuals who have died as a result of this crash. One died after being transported to U of L Hospital. You mentioned Sean Garber and Grade A Auto Parts earlier. Sunday night, I was with that whole entire Grade A family and families of the deceased, other families there. And I heard some true stories of heroism, of Grade A employees that helped others survive. They helped transport individuals to the ambulances so they could get to the hospital first. So one victim did die at U of L Hospital. 13 other bodies have been located on the scene. As you also reported earlier, the coroner has started the identification process, and as soon as all of the families have been notified, we will then make all of the names public.
Any update today on where the coroner is? How many more?
Well, I know our coroner, Joanne Farmer, is working rapidly. I just spoke to her a couple of hours ago, and as soon as she's complete with that, I expect a call, and we'll let the public know right away.
Okay.
Do you get a sense, excuse me, of how the community is moving forward? Tonight's the big UK U of L game. People are coming together.
That's right.
Coaches will be wearing black ribbons.
And I think that's very appropriate. I do think it's very helpful for our grieving and then healing process to come together as a community, whether it was at the Veterans Day Parade on Saturday, events like the U of L UK game tonight, Light Up Louisville, which I just announced for the first Saturday in December in a couple of weeks. Coming together as a community makes us stronger, gives us the opportunity to support and comfort one another, and we can rally around, whether it's the Cards or the Cats tonight. It'll certainly be the Cards for me, but whatever your choice. It's a great opportunity. Hopefully the first sellout in many years in Yum Center. It will be a great show, and I'm proud that the teams are wearing black ribbons in honor of those who we've lost.
And Mayor, just real briefly, Ian had mentioned the business owners out there. We're getting more and more of those business owners in as the days go on.
That's right.
You've seen some more?
We have, and they should all call this number as well. I know our first responders are working to get them access to their buildings as quickly as possible. We want them to be able to reopen. We have to put public safety first.
Sure.
There were wires that were downed as a result of this. There's still some contaminated materials out there that have to be washed off, but we're trying to shrink the restricted area as much as possible so that business along Grade Lane and others can resume as quickly as possible. Okay. We know livelihoods are, depend on it.
Well, thank you for coming in, your continued leadership
all.
on this. We've been through too many of these, as you know. Too many tragedies.
Thank you all very much.
So we appreciate it. Coming up, continuing to update you on this story over the weeks to come as we learn more information.
And of course, the best way to continue getting these updates on air is by downloading our WHAS11 Plus app on your smart TV. You can download that for free right now. All right, let's go over to Mallory for a check of the forecast, and much colder today.
No more snow
Mallory,
flurries today.
no more snow flurries, but we've got a warm up coming.
Yes, we do have a big warm up on the way for the rest of the week beginning tomorrow. So today, starting off with that live look outside from our First Savings Bank camera from over in Jeffersonville. This is part of our Shriners Children's Camera Network. We've had peaks of sunshine here or there throughout the course of the day today. You can see that trying to shine in along the horizon here. Should make for a really nice sunset here in about a half hour. But temperatures have been running about 15 degrees colder than average, in the low to mid 40s, feeling like the 30s, and that's even with a southerly wind. So winds from the south and southwest trying to warm things up, about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. But of course, it feels a lot colder than that once you factor in the wind chill. And we're still dealing with wind gusts anywhere between about 15 to 20 miles per hour. We've had some activity on the radar today, but because the air is so dry at the surface, most of that is not reaching the ground. Can't rule out a couple of sprinkles this evening. Otherwise, expect those clouds to gradually decrease and temperatures not budging all too much, dropping down into the lower 40s to upper 30s by early tomorrow morning. But yes, as we mentioned, by tomorrow afternoon, we're back up into the upper 50s and lower 60s. We're turning even warmer for the weekend. We'll take a look at that 7-day forecast coming up shortly.